Dat is onze...
Daisy.
Dat is de hoofdrolspeler, ja. Hallo.
Hi.
First question, why McDonald's? They don't sell beer here.
They don't sell beer here?
No.
Oh, because we needed a place with a parking lot. And a place that was easy to find with a big sign. Oh.
Who's the workaholic? Hello. Greetings.
Hi.
Hello.
But you didn't expect it.
I didn't know how many people were going to come because they put it in the newspapers too.
Yeah.
Did you see it on the news?
News, I've seen it on the news.
Yeah.
And
My neighbor told me.
Oh, okay.
I never watch TV, all over YouTube.
I don't watch TV too much either.
Ja, Rollover.
Right there. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Oh, right.
Ja, ik zei, moet van de winter eigenlijk eens een keer langskomen.
Master, hallo.
Hey.
Dag. How's life?
Ja,
Goed?
Goed.
Je Engels is prima, jongen.
Ja, nou.
Hij begrijpt je.
Een beetje. Het is beter in het Nederlands, hoor.
Ja, nee, gaat goed. Gaat goed, je doet het goed.
In het Engels moet ik veel te lang nadenken wat ik moet zeggen en dan,
Oké.
dan is de lol er alweer af.
Ik zie dat je je zondagse schoenen aan hebt.
Ja, zeker.
Oké.
Zondagse kleren. Ik heb mijn handen gewassen, ik kom net
Goed.
uit de werkplaats.
Ai. Oké, goed.
Zeker.
Meet and greet.
Ja.
Let's visit the Dutch McDonald's.
Ja, nou ja, dat is altijd een goede plek natuurlijk.
Oh, maar groter waar je moet kiezen, joh.
Ja, er zijn best wel wat mensen komen toch.
Die schoppen we eruit.
Vooral omdat het zo kort dak was eigenlijk, hè.
We drukken het brandalarm in, is die leeg.
Ja, dat is zeker.
Ik denk je neemt wel iets van een fiets met rolwagen bij je.
Ja, daar hadden we mee kunnen nemen.
Ja, wij kunnen hem, ja.
Ja, die ja, dat is waar. De rolgolf op een aanhanger. Ja, inderdaad.
Ja, dat is misschien niet zo.
Ik denk niet dat we hem hier hadden mogen rollen, want dan hadden we de straat kapot geholpen, denk ik, op de asfalt. Dat valt er wel mee, joh. Hey. Ja. Hey, Milo. Kijk, goed. Ja, we hebben nou weinig... Emil, Milo. We hebben nou weinig filmpjes gepost natuurlijk, omdat dat deed de hele tijd computer in de stad. Ja, dat is zeker. Dus het is wel leuk vooral om dat hij nou twee filmpjes kan posten. Het is wel leuk om te zien ja, hoe dat het op zijn kanaal uitziet, zeg maar, en hoe daar hij het monteert.
Hoe lang blijft hij nog?
Hij blijft nog tot de dinsdag. Dinsdagochtend verwerkt hij.
Oké.
Hij heeft echt een hele redneck style van het monteren van zijn filmpjes. Hij filmt met zijn camera, gewoon met bandjes. En ja, hij neemt hele korte opnames, dus hij hoeft niet zoveel te monteren, dat valt reuze mee. En dan zet hij hem, koppelt hij maar Windows Movie Maker en dan kijkt hij hem eerst helemaal. Dan schrijft hij de minuten op, de nummers. En dan vervolgens speelt hij hem weer af en dan neemt hij stukken op de computer. Hij neemt de stukken die hij nodig heeft en dan slaat je hem op en is klaar. Dus hij bewerkt het helemaal niet met een videoprogramma.
Old fashioned. Old fashioned.
Nee. Nee, we hebben het gewoon al druk bij de werkplaats gehad natuurlijk. En hij is goed van allerlei filmpjes. Ja, dat is ook kapot. Ja, het valt echt mogelijk uit de beugel. Wat hij koopt is maar 20 cents.
Rubber tire excavator?
Ja, precies. Dat is maar
Let's do it the way we would do it. Well, what we're working on today is we're building a big set of steel rails. ramps to jump a car because there's no hills in Holland. There's no sky. It's stupid. There's no fun. There's no hills. Everything is propped, so you can't go driving off the road. And so we're building a big ramp that we're going to have to be moved with the tractor. We have a tractor with forks on it. We're going to try to jump on the Jaguar BMW and convincing them to jump a bigger jump and land into a pond. Because the pond is lower, and so we'll get longer time in the air, which is good. And then it's that little Peugeot we just got for free, the 106. It's got a really bad head gasket. If you put water in, it blows all the water out right away. So it drives good with no water until it gets too hot. So we didn't have to do any repairs on the car. It just has a blown head gasket. No red. I adjusted it, so now it's working great. You saw that on the video. It's not slipping. So my idea is if you go on a short ramp like we made, the ramp is maybe 3 or 4 meters. A short ramp always makes the car tip like this, and it's front. Whenever they do big jumps, they always have long ramps, so the suspension doesn't bounce back and kick you. So I'm trying to get, I don't want to be the person out there in this country. And so Milo or maybe someone else might jump. They built the jump, so if they get hurt, it's not my fault. Yeah. And I'm saying there's a pond right beside this building we're jumping. We should jump over a car like they want to, then land farther into the pond, and then you will land softer in the water than on the ground in case the car does this. And also under the water is just mud. And we certainly have a tractor to pull it out, no problem. So that's your big stunt. You have to hope nobody gets hurt. And we did give the rollover car a really hard beating yesterday, and you'll see in the video all the damage. It just kept me. Well, first we had to strengthen the struts and weld angle iron on the struts because it was bending the struts. And then the rad popped out, and the rad popped out and hit the distributor and knocked the distributor cap off and broke the rotor. And then the water overflow bottle or water reservoir kept breaking off and falling and hitting things on the motor, and then it knocked off the vacuum line for the power brakes. And then it was running so bad, and everybody started changing ignition parts. Why it was running so bad? I walked over and said, Canadian mechanics,
Big camera. Make it portable nowadays.
Canadian cars are better. I mean, no, Canadian mechanics are better, and I just stuck the vacuum hose back on for it, and the car ran perfect. After they spent a half hour, and all these men, even older than I am, working on it, and the Volkswagen expert was there. He had many Volkswagens on his car. So then I took it out and I rolled it, and everything worked fine. We got an inside camera shot for the first time. And you'll see that on YouTube. We just finished editing it this morning, but I haven't loaded it yet. But then Milo's the more daredevil, so he was doing so many rollovers and stunts, even though he made double front springs like I showed in my video. It was still coming down so hard when it landed. It would bounce this high in the air, and it crushed the bottom of the transmission, and it crushed the oil pan, which is supposed to be this thick. It only crushed it to this thick. And so the motor wouldn't even start. The motor wouldn't start because the crankshaft, crankshaft was touching. And we were trying to push it to start it, and then it was moving a little bit, and we didn't understand at first what had happened. Like we thought it hydro-locked on oil from being upside down, but that wasn't the case. So you'll get to see some shots of that. And I was taking some...
You should try Sky Rogo.
Yeah, we roll backwards. It would be funny. Now after my experience with seeing how his car was engineered, and there's no defects in the engineering, it's just how hard the car lands and how everything in the car has to be more secure so it doesn't break off. I thought of an idea to make, if I make this car, so that it would come down hard and it would do several rolls. If you had the car with the bars on the top, you would put at the rear, you would put a fulcrum point. Instead of just having the bar over the top, you'd have another bar curved like this. And the front of the bar has hydraulic rear pneumatic piston. So when you're driving, this curved bar is always lifted up. As soon as you start to roll, there'll be a mercury switch. The car is in this position. This curved part will come down. This needs a real block. I can take one way. Below. You'll keep rolling and not crash hard on the front. So you can release the air. stop rolling and then drive away. So I'll probably build that this fall or this winter, so you'll see the ultimate design for a rollover car. I was giving...
a couple of big spring exhausters. So just a couple of big spring exhausters.
Well, no, mine will have something to release it. It'll be air to put it down and hold it in position, but the air will also give it a shock value too, so it'll absorb some of the force because it won't be a perfect circle. The part would be too big if it was a perfect circle to have clearance, because then the part that curved up here would stick beyond the curve that's here, and then it would hit.
Well, it's like looking at a computer screen. Hey, but Dave, there's one question that's been burning on my lips for ages. Lots of people have been asking, you drive from the sides onto Sky Hill.
From the sides?
Yeah, from, not straight, but from the sides. And there's the pond,
yes,
and there's Sky Hill.
Yes.
When it's 30 degrees or so, you can regulate your pond, can you? Yeah. So what if you regulate your pond to set it dry completely, and then just
have
wait,
the underwater road.
Yeah, wait for like 2 weeks or so to dry it out completely. Just back it out the whole road, and then just go over much higher air.
Right. Okay. Listen, there's a few technical problems. It's you can drain the pond in 6 hours. The water will become low enough that the underwater road that goes to the island and goes all the way across the pond will be exposed. And since it's hard-packed gravel with sand on top, you could drive on it right away and do the jumps. And we used to do that several years ago. But the problem is, if you've got a car that has good traction and it's fast, you can get too much air. And we've already had a couple people, one this year, who got the same accident as Pug got, with spinal compression. 2 lower vertebrae got crushed. He took a 4-wheel drive, high output, 4.3 liter, put it in 4-wheel drive, and punched it. And he didn't spin his tires. He got full traction. He got so much air. We didn't know he was doing this because we were getting the Mercedes out of storage in March at the same time he was doing this at the back of the farm. So they videoed it and put it on Facebook. Well, I haven't seen the video yet, but I heard they got the biggest air anybody ever got on Sky Hill.
Was it bigger than Jen's air?
Oh yes, oh yes.
There's one
the vehicle bent a whole lot. It's a 4-wheel drive. What was it called? Small Blazer, Chevy Blazer, 4.3 Vortec, 195 horsepower. So it got jackknifed and bent. There's big spaces at the bottom of the door. It still drove afterwards, but the guy had to jump out just like Pug, and he's laying on the ground screaming like his back, and the ambulance had to come. But it wasn't quite as bad as Pug. Pug had 2 vertebrae crushed halfway. So each vertebrae at the back was this thick, they became this thick. And Pug is this much shorter now. And if you look at his back with no shirt on, it's crooked.
Well, yeah, you never see that on video.
But so lucky it crushed vertically for him and it didn't move sideways and damage his spinal cord. So now Pug got better, but he's never going to be the same as he was before. And Pug's accident was just because he didn't remove that overhead bed, which we all asked him to remove, and he didn't want to remove it. Then the body collapsed. The body collapsed on his side, and everything hit him on the head. And he had a big bruise on the top of his head. But now he blames it on me because it happened on my farm, but it was his idea in his motorhome. Yeah. So now he's became a hater.
That's why he don't come anymore to this farm.
He said after he hurt himself, he's never coming back. But he misses coming back because he's not having as much fun now. Where he lives, he has no place to drive these cars.
Look at his own fault.
He's just arguing with his neighbors. And,
he's having all the same bylaw problems I'm having. But the problem is he's not making enough money on YouTube to pay for all his legal expenses and his fines he's got. His biggest check so far has been only $600 for 1 month. So if you're paying legal fees for he cost him several $1,000s when he drove his tractors on the park and did burnouts and wheelies and damaged the grass. He got criminally charged for that for mischief. So that cost him several $1,000s. It's cost him a whole lot of money to fight the bylaw people. Then it's cost him a whole lot of money to get a lease and rent this other shop. So him being on YouTube is causing him actually to lose money.